Hello, hello. Mm. Just want you to take a second with me and breathe into your body, breathe into your energetic field, your space around you. Just let yourself ground in as I prepare to speak and you prepare to receive the words that I am being called to share this transmission. Beautiful. Thank you. Thank you. So I am going to talk to you a little bit about the Akashic Womb Shamanism Apprenticeship. I am in the energy of this apprenticeship right now. And so I'm just sharing that through this container, this video, through my voice, so you can feel it and receive it. This is expansion, it's light, it's fire, it's birth, it's beauty, it's power. It's a deep, deep connection to that deepest aspect of you, that most powerful energy of yourself. And look at that sun. Just blinded me for a second. Ooh, but we have that power of the sun really saying, yes, 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 that's what this is. This apprenticeship is going to shine a light on your deepest depths. And sometimes I know when I say that, that might actually sound scary. And I want to just say, it's okay for that to sound scary. It's also okay for that to be unknown. And it's still okay to move into it, even if you're feeling some fear, feeling some uncertainty, because everyone feels it. You know, when we go into big things, we all feel fear, we all feel uncertainty. And our mission in life is really to not let that fear and uncertainty keep us from what's meant for us and what we're being called to. So something I want to share is this question I've been feeling floating around that I want to answer in this quick little transmission of, what if I'm called to this work, but I don't know that I want to be a shaman or be a healer for other people or be a guide? Like, what if I just want to do this for myself? And is this worth it if I just want to do it for myself? You know, I don't know if I want to be a practitioner. That's so fine. That is so beautiful. There are so many people who train in shamanic work and Akashic work, and spiritual work who don't want to do this for other people besides themselves and maybe their closest loved ones. And if that's you, that is absolutely beautiful and fine. And you can respect that and you can still do this work, even with the knowledge that you may not want to do it for other people. That doesn't make this apprenticeship any less for you. The power of being able to do shamanic work, Akashic work, Akashic womb shamanic work for yourself is unparalleled. You don't ever have to share it. You may feel called to share it and not realize that you're going to feel called to share it right now. And you may never feel called to share it. It really may just be for you and your loved ones, or maybe just for you. And that's absolutely fine. This apprenticeship is for anyone called to it. You do not have to want to be a practitioner or own your own business or anything like that to do this work. That's just one aspect of how we use it. We don't have to use it in that way. And that's so beautiful. And you may not be someone who wants to. And so I want to just say that if you are feeling called to this work, but you've been kind of feeling like stopping yourself from moving forward because you're worried that perhaps this isn't meant for you because you're not sure you want to work with other people, it's still meant for you. It's still meant for you. And I do really want you to remember that. Your journey is perfectly your own, and it doesn't have to look like anyone else's ever. And your journey to be called to shamanic work doesn't have to look like anyone else's ever either. And there's so much power in allowing this journey to call you in whatever way it's meant to, and in whatever way it's going to. and to follow that, even if it doesn't make sense. And that's really the biggest power we can tap into and cultivate for ourselves, is to follow the calling, even when it makes no sense. There are so many times I followed callings in my spiritual path. I was like, I have no idea what this means, or what this is calling forward, or what this is going to do. This doesn't make sense. This isn't what I thought I was going to do. But how beautiful is it to be able to say that every single calling I followed that didn't make sense, every single one of them makes sense now. It's all come into understanding, fruition, light, just by following those callings and trusting them, even when they didn't make sense to my logical mind. And I just want to share that with you, because it's so important to tap into for yourself. So a few more things I want to share about this apprenticeship, so that you can feel deeper into this container. Because we are working with Akashic womb shamanism, there is a deep emphasis on the feminine and the womb. And so 3 of the guides who are holding this space are Goddess Brigid, the Morrigan, and the Kaliak, so 3 Celtic goddesses. These are also my 3 deepest shamanic teachers. And they are holding this apprenticeship, and they will be very present, and you'll be learning a lot about them in this apprenticeship. You do not have to be of Celtic origin to join this. I will be bringing in Celtic elements because it is my ancestry. However, I was trained in contemporary shamanism, meaning that I work with energies all over the world, with an emphasis for myself on the Celtic. But the beauty of contemporary shamanism is it does acknowledge the fact that we are a global society, and we are no longer just of one space or another. And so we can bring in the energy and the knowledge and the teachings of the world that call for each container. And so you don't have to be of Celtic origin to join this. We also have 3 guides who are animals who are creating space in this container and will be holding this container. I will be introducing them to apprentices in our first class much more deeply, but just so you can feel into them if you're feeling the call and on the fence. Hawk is going to be has come in and offered as a guide. Dragonfly. And lynx. So we've got this very air energy. We've got very fire energy with Bridget, air energy with Hawk and Dragonfly. We've got star energy with lynx, which makes sense because we will be working in the Akasha. We have Maiden Mother Crone energy with Bridget, the Morrigan, and the Kaliak. We have birthing energy. We have so much power coming into this container. We have strong, strong divine masculine energetic support as well, who we will also be calling in and working with, especially in the womb shamanic practices of this apprenticeship. Sharing them as well. The one who's most present at the moment is the Celtic god Lu. He is this god of sun and fire. There you go, sun. Holding space, holding the energetic support for this container. Another question you may have is, what if I haven't really done any of this work before? Perfect, amazing. You don't have to have any prior knowledge to do this. I mean, it does help if you've done, some prior meditating, if you understand the chakra system, if you understand the very basics of spirituality, that's all you need. And even if you don't have that yet, the sooner you join, the sooner you get access to the mystery school, which is part of apprenticeship. And when you get access to the mystery school, you will be able to go through all of the foundational spiritual information, which is all in that mystery school. So that's going to really serve you as well. And that's also why I am highly recommending that you join sooner rather than later. Make the decision to come into apprenticeship soon, because then you have much more time to move through those prerequisite courses. There are a few things, a couple of courses that are really basic foundational knowledge for this apprenticeship that I am requiring everyone to go through. And if you join right before apprenticeship starts, you're going to have a lot of extra work at the beginning. Totally manageable, totally doable, but you are going to need to go through those courses. Whereas if you join now, you have about a month before we start. And so you will be able to go through those courses and have that strong foundational knowledge before we start apprenticeship. Our start date is March 13th. It is a Monday. We are meeting Monday evenings at 6 p.m. Mountain Time. All calls are going to be recorded. This is a group. This is virtual, which is the beauty of this world we live in, that we can join apprentices and do apprenticeships and do this work anywhere in the world. I did my apprenticing virtually and learned so much. Actually felt absolutely no deficit from not being able to be in person. I did a vast majority of my apprenticeship during COVID when there were deep travel restrictions. So I couldn't do things in person. This is a very divine space. This is a very divine space. And the initiations that I have gone through in order to be able to hold and open this space are deep and intense, and were very difficult and very beautiful, and have made me so excited to hold this space and work with you and teach and bring this knowledge to you. So we are going to be working with the womb, with shamanic practices. You are going to learn womb clearing ceremonies, soul retrievals, shamanic journeying, earth Akashic healing. We're going to talk about astrology and human design and the gene keys. I'm going to teach you biomagnetism and how to heal your body using the magnets, and how to heal using shamanic practices and the magnets. I'm going to be teaching a type of energy healing that I have shared only with a very few number of people, something that I'm calling time light therapy at the moment. That name may change, but it is incredibly powerful. And this is the place I'm teaching it, because it's very shamanic based as well, and very connected to the magnets. So this is just such an all-encompassing apprenticeship. It really is every single thing that I know and do and teach brought into apprenticeship, brought into this 12-month container. And don't worry, I know 12 months sounds like a long time, but believe me, when we start going through this work, you're going to be so glad you have a year to be held and supported by me. I am going to be so very present and so very here for you and holding you in this container. And that is going to be very important for this work. There's going to be so much time to learn and integrate and practice. And this group is really the perfect place to do that. There's so much power in going through an apprenticeship with people, with support. And that's why this is a group program and not a one-on-one program. So feeling called just to share once more this deep energy of transformation, loving transformation, smooth transformation, fluid transformation, not always easy transformation, but loving and beautiful and healthy transformation with you through the space. Calling forward this group and calling you forward to join me if this apprenticeship is calling to you. If you're at this point in the video, if you've listened to this and you're at this point in the video, then it's time for us to talk, my friend. If you're at this point, it's time for us to talk and feel into this work and this apprenticeship. And the last thing actually I'm feeling called to bring up in this space is the investment. It's all on my website, but the investment for this apprenticeship has been kept intentionally as low as I possibly can keep it, for a 12-month group program. And the reason that my investment for this is lower than a lot of spiritual programs and trainings and apprenticeships that you may find from other people is because that is the shamanic way, is to make this work as accessible as it can be. It is not aligned at all to make this very, very difficult to access. I really have done my best to keep it as accessible as possible. If there is any difficulty that you're having with joining or reaching out because it doesn't feel like it's accessible to you, please reach out and let's talk about it and see what we can do, because the overall importance and what's the word I want? Philosophy of shamanic work is to keep this energy, this knowledge accessible to those who are seeking it and are ready for it. And so that is what I have done as best as I possibly could with this pricing. I'm offering a very extended payment plan as well, so that this does stay as accessible as possible. And the amount of value that I'm putting into this, having a year access to mystery school. If actually, honestly, if you join earlier, you get 13 months, because you get from the time you join to the end of apprenticeship. So if you join in February, then you get the entire month of February as an extra add-on to mystery school, getting one-on-one access to me, getting group calls pretty much every week for a year. We will have about 6 to 8 weeks of integration built into that, but that's still about 46 calls for the year, plus one-on-one access to me and one-on-one calls with me and individual support. It's really a lot that I'm putting into this to make it as supportive, accessible, and overall valuable as possible. And so I am very open to talking through ways to make this work for you if you are feeling called. So please don't hesitate to reach out. And there we go. Now that does feel complete. This transmission feels very complete. Just sharing again the energy of this container, calling forward all of those who are ready to join this space with me. And thank you for joining me in this transmission. So it is. Thank you, my friends. And I'm looking forward to speaking with those of you who are ready to join Apprenticeship and seeing you inside the Akashic Womb Shamanism container.